Okay, so good morning. So this will be chapter 11, quality assurance for tourism products and services. Quality assurance covers the accreditation and certification for tourism accommodation in other tourism facilities, tourism workforce, educational institutions, and undergraduate programs in tourism and hospitality management. So under this chapter, you're going to learn about the accreditation and certification for tourism for any tourism entities, accommodation facilities, workforce education, and undergraduate programs, both in tourism and hospitality management. These processes involve mainly the Department of Tourism, uh, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, the Commission of Higher Education, and third-party accreditations organization. So, involved dito yung DOT, TESDA, CHED, and other third-party accreditation organizations. Okay. For accreditation and certification, um, the primary policy instruments for ensuring that tourism products and services are at par with international standards are accreditation and certification. So, kailangan yung ating mga tourism entities ay magkaroon ng accreditation and certification to make sure na ang ating services, ang ating products and services that we provide actually are with international standards. Okay, so kailangan talaga ng um, Philippine Tourism accreditation. Okay, so Philippine Tourism Accreditation System, the system of tourism accreditation in the Philippines. Okay, in the Philippines has changed from being controlled by the DOT to voluntary accreditation to a hybrid system. The DOT was entirely in charge of classifying and licensing the tourism industry from 1973 until 1991. The passage of the Local Government Code in 1991, or RA number 716, shifted the responsibility of licensing tourism establishments to the local government units. From 1991 to 2009, the DOT accepted only applications for voluntary accreditation from the tourism establishments. The Tourism Act of 2009, or RA number 9593, introduced the mixed system mandatory accreditation for primary tourism enterprises, or PTEs, and voluntary accreditation for secondary tourism enterprises. RA number 9593 required PTEs to present DOT accreditation to the LGUs, which will issue their license to operate. Again, ano nga ba itong tinatawag natin na DOT accreditation? Okay, so DOT accreditation, it is actually a certification issued by the department to a tourism enterprise that officially recognizes it as having complied with the minimum standards for the operation of tourism facilities and services. So, who may apply for DOT accreditation? So, PTE, or Primary Tourism Enterprises, shall apply for DOT accreditation. So these PTE, these are facilities and services directly related to tourism. So DOT certified primary tourism enterprises shall be periodically required to obtain accreditation from DOT to ensure the quality of its facilities and services. So I'm going to tell you some of the primary tourism enterprises on the next page. Okay, so these are the primary tourism enterprises that should obtain accreditation from the Department of Tourism. So PTEs are the accommodation, travel and tour services, MICE, tourism frontliner, and tour guide. So, accommodation, okay, so tandaan, you may jot it down. Accommodations include the hotel, the resort, the apartment hotel, and other mabuhay accommodation and homestay. So, hotel, resort, apartment hotel, mabuhay accommodation, and homestay. Yung travel and tour services naman, so it includes the tourist land transport operator, tourist water transport operator, tourist air transport operator, and the travel and tour agency. So, yung apat na yon ang kasama sa travel and tour services. Under ng travel and tour agency, so doon papasok yung travel agency, travel and tour agency, tour operator, online travel and tour agency. Next is the MICE. MICE means meetings, incentives, conventions, and exhibitions. Okay, so under ng MICE, ang MICE organizer at ang MICE facility or MICE venue. And then number 4, tourism frontline or tour guide. Okay, so sila yung mga, of course, tour guide. Okay, tourism frontliner. Okay, so meron din tayong tinatawag na secondary tourism enterprises. Secondary tourism enterprises are facilities and services that may be related to tourism. Accreditation shall be voluntary for secondary tourism enterprises that follows the minimum DOT standards. Okay, so ito, secondary tourism enterprises, voluntary ito. So, voluntary means pwede silang mag-apply ng accreditation sa Department of Tourism at pwede rin namang hindi. Okay, secondary tourism enterprises, so voluntary accreditation to. Okay, so ano-ano yung mga secondary tourism enterprises? So these are the health and wellness services, tourism-related enterprises, tourism frontliner. So yung health and wellness services, under na yung ambulatory clinic. That's the first one. Second is the spa. And then the third one is the tertiary hospital. Tertiary hospital. Okay. And then, yun namang tourism-related enterprises. So, andyan yung restaurant, mga department store, shopping mall, gallery or museum, tourism entertainment complex, tourism recreation center, yung mga zoo, surfing camp, okay, so, ano pa ba? Yung mga target shooting range, okay, so yan. Yan yung mga under sa tourism-related enterprises. Tourism frontliner naman, so sila yung tourism trainer at saka surfing instructor. So again, itong mga secondary tourism enterprises, so pwede silang, it's voluntary accreditation. So nasa sa kanila kung gusto nila magpa-accredit. Ang kagandahan lang, if you are accredited by the Department of Tourism, of course, you will get the support needed, okay, from the Department of Tourism, especially, for example, yung mga promotion. So, matutulungan ng Department of Tourism ang mga enterprises nito if they are being accredited by the DOT. Okay, so benefits of DOT accreditation. So, we're just going to read them all. So these are the advantages of being DOT accredited na ang isang company or tourism enterprise. Endorsement to COMELEC for exemption from liquor ban during election-related events to accommodation, establishment, and restaurant. So, syempre, during election, di ba, usually ay meron tayong liquor ban. But if they are accredited by the DOT, so hindi exempted sila. They can still sell liquor during election. Endorsement to embassies and travel trade associations for utilization of the establishment, facilities, and services, being prioritized for DOT training programs. Endorsement to international and domestic airports, if appropriate, for issuance of access pass to qualified personnel of tour operators and accommodation establishments, qualification for exemption from the United Vehicular Volume Reduction Program of the Metro Manila Development Authority for tourist land transport operators, endorsement to Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board for issuance of tourist transport franchise for tourist and land transport operator. So, yun yung mga advantages kapag ang isang tourism enterprise ay DOT accredited. Administration of the DOT accreditation. So, Office of Tourism Standards and Regulations under the Secretary for Tourism Regulation, Coordination, and Resource Generation. Okay, so this agency is in charge of formulating the accreditation standards. Okay, so itong Office of Tourism Standards and Regulations, it actually formulates standards for tourism establishments to ensure that facilities, personnel, and services are maintained in accordance with acceptable local and international norms. It also promulgates rules and regulations to govern the operations and activities of all persons, firms, entities, and establishments that cater to tourists for accreditation with the DOT. So, bakit ba ito importante? Kasi, of course, this helps to retain existing customers. So, kumbaga, itong office na to, itong agency na to, maintain niya yung tourism standard. Okay? So, sila yung nagsaset ng rules, ng policies, ng regulations. So, bakit ba importante yun? Of course, it helps to retain existing customers. It helps to enhance customer satisfaction. It also helps to maximize the frequency of customer visits or transactions. It also generates more positive word of mouth advertising. So, to sum it up, so napaka-importante ng gawain ng Office of Tourism Standards and Regulation because ang purpose nila is to maintain or to have a better customer service. Okay, so we have here the regional offices naman. Ang role naman nila is to monitor the establishment for compliance and enforce the accreditation standards. The enforcement of DOT accreditation as a requirement for local business license rests on the LGU. Okay, so si LGU na nag-e-enforce ng DOT accreditation para sa mga local business lamang. Okay, so there are 3 steps. Uy, hindi 3 steps. Okay, sorry, nakalagay 3 steps of the accreditation process. No, there are 5 steps. Okay, 5 steps of the accreditation process. Okay, paki-change po yan. 5 po yan. So, paano nga ba yung accreditation process? So, first is the self-assessment, filing of application, submission of documentary requirements, inspection by DOT designated inspectors, and receipt of accreditation. The documentary requirements vary by type of PTE. Okay, so yung requirements for accreditation ay nakadepende sa kung anong klaseng PTE and by classification under the Progressive Accreditation System or PAS. So the requirements for the accommodation sector can be viewed also on the DOT's official website. But just to give you some idea for those requirements. Okay, so for accommodation, yung mga hotel, resort, and apartment hotel, of course, they need to apply for a valid mayor's permit and of course business license. Okay? Kung regular accreditation lang naman siya, yung kanyang comprehensive general liability insurance policy ay minimum of 500,000 pesos coverage. Pero kung premium accreditation siya, yung kanyang comprehensive general liability insurance policy has a minimum amount of coverage of 1 million peso. Okay, and then kung premium accreditation, then ang hotel, resort, and apartment hotel, syempre kailangan ng mga appropriate certification for concerned employees. For example, may housekeeping, front office, food and beverage, food production. So, kailangan ay meron silang appropriate certification. For example, pag halimbawa, mabuhay accommodation lang, when you say mabuhay accommodation, mga ano lang yan, small tourist inn, pension house, motel, hostel. Of course, kailangan din nila ng valid mayor's permit and or business license. They have to have a valid comprehensive general liability insurance policy with a minimum amount of coverage of 200,000 pesos kung regular accreditation. Pero kung premium accreditation, so minimum of 300,000 pesos. And again, kung premium accreditation yung ina-apply ng mabuhay accommodation, so kailangan din ng appropriate certification for concerned employees like the housekeeping again, front office, food and beverage, and food production. Okay. Okay. Meron kasing 3 levels yung accreditation. First is yung basic registration. 1 year lang yun, where only a valid permit is required. Yung isa naman, regular accreditation, where the accreditation will be valid for 2 years. And yung isa naman is premium accreditation, where the tourism enterprise will be rated for quality by third-party evaluators with a validity of 3 years. So, accreditation fees vary by or nakadepende by type of tourism establishment and the class of accreditation, whether it's basic, regular, or premium. Okay? O kaya naman ito yung talagang star rated. Okay, so ito na pala yung sinabi ko kanina, dito pala. Okay, so ito yung 3 types of accreditation, so basic registration, regular registration, and premium accreditation. Okay, so yun na yung sinabi ko kanina. Alright, so accreditation in the accommodation sector, so meron tayong tinatawag na star rating. Okay, ano ba tong star rating na to? Okay, itong star rating na to, di ba meron tayong tinatawag na 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star. The star rating system was actually launched in 2012 and supports DOT's policy reforms to formulate and enforce standards that are consistent with local international standards. Okay, so yun. So, kaya ginawa itong star rating. Kasi, sa internationally, okay, so in other countries abroad, so they actually rate their accreditation through star rating. Ang ibang pang hotel, like sa Dubai for example, meron na silang 7-star hotel. Okay, so star rating, the accommodation sector has 2 types of accreditation. So star rating system applies to hotels, resorts, and apartment hotels. Mabuhay standards for other types of accommodation facilities. So, ito nga yung sabi ko kanina ng mga hostel, inn, mga motel, tourist inn, yan. 7 dimensions. 7 dimensions under the star rating system. Okay, so under the number 1. So meron tayong, so it covers 7 dimensions, okay, for hotels and resorts. So dapat ay merong arrival and departure, or chine-check yung arrival and departure, public areas, bedrooms, bathrooms, food and beverage, amenities, business practices. So, importante yan. So, kailangan ma-meet ng hotels and resorts yung 7 dimensions na yan. Kung apartment hotel naman, so kailangan ma-meet ng apartment hotel yung 7 dimension na yan, plus dapat may lounge area, lounge, L-O-U-N-G-E. Dapat may lounge area at merong kitchen area. So, total of 9 dimensions. So, dapat 9 dimensions kapag apartment hotel. Okay? So, yun. Okay, let's move on. Always remember that an accommodation establishment must meet both yung ating mga minimum requirements at ang ating mga mandatory requirement. A mandatory requirement is provided by law and must be complied with before the establishment could be evaluated for the star rating. So, dapat meron na niyang nagawa na yung mandatory requirements na to bago siya i-evaluate for the star rating. Okay, so mandatory requirements include the following. So, hotel name that is visible from the street, clearly designated parking area, all public areas are air-conditioned except in areas where elevation is 2,000 feet above sea level, at least one PWD room for establishments with up to 150 rooms, and one additional PWD room for every 100 rooms thereafter. Functioning hot and cold water in baths and showers, breakfast rooms, emergency and fire evacuation procedures, backup generator or emergency power, compliance with fire code, environmental code, air pollution, accessibility law, and other laws. Okay, minimum requirements should be, ito yung lowest possible standard for each star rating. Okay, so minimum requirements, so minimum bedroom sizes, pag 1 star, pag 1 star, yung bedroom size niya dapat at least, tandaan, at least 16 square meters. Pag 2 star naman, 2 star, dapat ang minimum bedroom size niya ay at least 18 square meters. 3 star, at least 20 square meters. 4 star, at least 25 square meters. 5 star, at least 30 square meters. So, dapat may valet parking for 4 and 5 star rating. May 24-hour reception service for 3 to 5 star rating. Full service restaurant open 7 days a week for 3 to 5 star rating. Okay, so yan yung mga minimum requirements. Alright, so sa PWD shall be equipped with lever type door handles, dual high peepholes with a lower one at 39 inches from the floor. Yung peepholes na tinatawag, di ba sa mga hotel or motel, yung pinto nila yung may bilog na hole, small hole that you can look through. So, kumbaga kung nasa loob ka ng room, pag may kumatok or nag-ring, nag-doorbell sa room mo, pwede mo siyang silipin dun sa butas. So, kita mo kung sino yung tao sa labas. Yun yung peephole. So, dapat sa PWD, lower or at 39 inches from the floor. Okay, hindi siya masyado mataas. Light switches at a minimum of 47 inches from the floor. Electrical outlets at a minimum of 18 inches from the floor. Bed height at a maximum of 20 inches. Easy to open, preferably sliding closet doors. Double height hanger racks with a lower rack at 55 inches from the floor. For bathrooms, non-slippery toilet flooring even when wet. Grab bars on both sides at 28 to 30 inches from the floor, with the distance between the bars not exceeding 30 inches. Toilet bowls should be elevated to a range of 18 to 20 inches from the floor. At least one PWD-friendly elevator. Okay. Alright, so next is, let's go to the accreditation in the accommodation and component sector, the ANAHAO certification. ANAHAO certification, it was launched in 2018 as a certification for green business practices. It was patterned after the zero carbon resorts. The certification consists of 5 levels based primarily on energy, water, and air resources, operation and maintenance, and waste management. ANAHO certification is a certification system for tourism establishments which focuses on enabling innovation initiatives that help reduce operational cost and carbon emissions through smart methods, processes, and technologies. Ang goal mainly ng ANAHO certification is of course to protect the environment. Okay, so these goals should be achieved through the use of solar panels, energy efficient air conditioning, mga water saving shower heads and faucets. It also involves architectural design that promotes passive cooling through natural ventilation and lighting. So the implementation of these measures translate into significant carbon emissions and operational savings. So not only to save on the part of the hotel, but also of course to lessen the carbon emission, to protect the environment. So at least para rin hindi makapagdulot ng further global warming. So meron mga establishments already which have been ANAHAO awarded. Okay, ANAHAO awarded establishments like the one in Palawan, the Luyon Beach and Mountain Resort, and also in Cebu, yung Shangri-La Smackdown Resort and Spa. Okay, so ANAHAO awarded establishment sila. Okay, certification of tourism skills. The authority to certify the competence of tourism workers rests on the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or yung TESDA. Okay, so I know you know already kung ano yung TESDA. Sa TESDA kasi, yung mga tourism workers, so they have to pass the assessment. Okay, kailangan makapasa sa mga assessment. So ito, you apply for assessment at any TESDA accredited system, assessment centers. Ganyan, you have to submit the documentary requirements, yung mga application form. Ano pa ba? You have to submit yung mga picture, 3-colored and passport size pictures on a white background, ganyan. You have to pay the assessment fee, you have to take the assessment test, get the competency assessment result, And then, kung nakapasa ka sa assessment, you have to apply for certification at the tested district provincial office where the assessment center venue is under jurisdiction. And then you can get your national certificate or NC certificate or the COC or the certificate of competency. So, syempre, importante yung test assessment. So, syempre nakikita dito kung capable ka to be tourism professional in the future. So it also helps you to participate in workplace communication. You will learn how to work in a team environment. You will also learn how to solve any workplace problems. It will develop your career and life decisions and contribute to workplace innovation. And then also with this test the skills, you will be able to develop and update your industry knowledge. You will be able to provide effective customer service. Okay, so yun. So maraming benefits kapag ikaw ay nakakuha ka ng national certificate or NC certificate. Okay, certification of schools providing tourism and hospitality education, and regulation of higher educational institutions or HEIs is the responsibility of the CHED. CHED is the Commission on Higher Education. CHED also imposes the minimum requirements for HEIs to be able to offer a Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management or BS in Hospitality Management. The prescribed curriculum for these courses is contained in the CHED Memorandum Order 62 Series of 2017. So, CHED, curriculum ng CHED, it consists of 36 units of general education courses. You have the 6 units of NSTP or National Service Training Program, 8 units of physical education, 6 units of business and management education courses, 30 units of tourism and hospitality core, 30 units of professional core courses, 15 units of professional electives, 6 units of practicum, and 15 units of program specialization courses. So, of course, other basic requirements include that the dean or director of the program, coordinator, and faculty must have at least a master's degree in hospitality management, tourism, business management, and allied programs, and prescribed years of industry experience. So, kami yun. So, as a faculty, kailangan meron kami master's degree at meron kaming prescribed years of industry experience. Okay? So, kayo, if you want to teach in the future sa college, so kailangan mag-enroll kayo ng master's degree after you finish your BS Tourism degree and then apply kayo muna sa industry. Pwede mag-industry muna bago mag-apply as instructor kasi requirement yan yung may experience sa industry. Kasi, syempre, para mas meron din tayong maituro sa ating mga estudyante. Library. Okay, requirements sa library. The library must have a subscription to 2 foreign journals and 2 local journals in tourism and hospitality and specialized fields. And of course, the school should have the facilities, equipment, and supplies for the front office, housekeeping, kitchen, food and beverage, and food production for BS, hospitality management. Okay, so yan yung sa requirement ng CHED. Okay, so yun lang. That's all for this chapter. Thank you very much.